Syndicate, assemble!
This is what makes these cosplay contests so difficult, because we have costumes like this, it's very hard to decide. This is an excellent costume here, and this is our pal. You can tell us your name.
Hi, my name's Lisa.
Okay, Lisa's dressed up as the Scarecrow today. Lisa, did you make this costume yourself?
Yes, I certainly did, actually.
Did you use your voice the entire time while talking to the... Because I know when people wear a costume like this, everyone's going to want to say hi, take a picture, and all that. When, especially little kids, when they said, hey, it's the Scarecrow.
Actually, a lot of kids were a little too scared of me to come close to me. A lot of people would come up and ask to take my picture, and then I'd be like, oh, sure. And they'd just be like, oh, you're a girl. And I don't know, it's actually better because that's what I wanted. I wanted to look more, not manly, but
yeah, like terrifying and
terrifying
scary as
and
opposed
Scarecrow from the game. He's very scrawny. He's very like, you know. So I wanted to portray that more than being this sexy kind of character. I wanted to be more frightening.
So because this costume looks fairly complicated. It looks like a lot of it was hand sewn, which I understand is a bummer. Like, it's not a lot of fun to be hand sewing unless, I mean, I'm sure some people enjoy it, as long as you have some to watch on TV or something to listen to. But how, out of all the different Scarecrow incarnations, did you choose this one, or did you see this design and go?
I went on Google, and because there's so many different drawings that are done of Scarecrow, and I kind of went through them. I was going to do more of a simpler one where it's just the bag over his head and then he ties it. And I really did like that one, but from the video game, I actually haven't even played the video game. But I saw the video game. He in the video game he has a big respirator mask that comes out, which I didn't like that at all. So I actually took that out, but kept the mask and kept the actual hood and everything like that. Okay. So I really like the design. I like how it's really grimy, and the way that I made it, I can't sew. I actually have no idea how to sew. So the way that I made it like this, it doesn't matter if it looks like crap because it's supposed to.
How long did it take you to make this whole costume?
About 2 weeks. I procrastinated really bad, and I also made it during school exams. So the mask took me about 4 hours to make, and this took me about, I think, a day. The pants was easy because I just ripped up old pants, but.
Well, let's talk about some of the details. Like, what are some of the details that you're most proud of as far as the costume design?
I really like the mask the best. Okay. I did have the hand with the big needles on it. It lasted one night and then it broke, and then I just never made it again because it was really difficult. The mask actually was a fluke because I just held canvas over my face, traced out how big my head was, and then kind of just went to town. I actually took clay and I molded out the face in clay, and then I covered it in saran wrap, and then I put Vaseline over the saran wrap, put the mask over top of it, and then took water and glue and just wiped it over, and then it hardened, and when it hardened I popped it off and then painted it with all the details and stuff like that to make it look a little grimy.
It does look like it has some structure to it. I was going to say it has like a jaw to it and stuff, so it's not just a burlap sack. Have you ever made a costume before this?
Yeah, when I was a really young kid, like 13, I was super into anime. So I actually made Naruto costumes and stuff like that. Got teased pretty bad, but and I never told anybody that I cosplayed when I was young because everybody made fun of me about it. Now that I'm older and they have the Comic-Con, I'm meeting all these people that are into cosplay, and it's just, it makes me so happy that there's actually a group now in Windsor just dedicated to cosplay, and it doesn't make me feel like a loser anymore. I don't feel weird, so it's nice.
Yes, the teen years were a rough time for all of us, I believe. One more detail I want to talk about. What about the eyes? I noticed you actually have colored contacts, right? Mm-hmm. Prescription or no?
No, I got them actually at a party store, but I got the eyes just because I know in the comic books he doesn't have creepy colored eyes, but you notice when people are under the influence of his powder or the dust, or the, I don't know, the air.
It's called the fear toxin.
Yes, the fear toxin. They see his eyes as this red glowing I was going to try and do something. It's just hard with masks, right? I was going to try to do something where it was actually LEDs behind the eyes, so people would look at me and it would just be all red. But then how would I see? So I was like...
It's the little things you forget.
Yeah, so it's all a good idea when you think about it, but not really.
I just have one last question. What do you plan on doing for next year?
Oh, I have about 4 or 5 different ideas. That's the problem with cosplay. You have this huge list of what you want to do, but there's only so many cons and there's so much time that you have and so much money. So luckily all these materials I actually got at the dollar store. So I really want to do a Midna from Twilight Princess. And then I wanted to do not like a traditional Catwoman, but a Catwoman where it's my own kind of design.
Well, if it's anything like this design that you put together for Scarecrow, I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be actually kind of neat to do a scary Catwoman, make her look a little freaky.
We are looking forward to it. I'm sure it'll be great. And you'll participate in the cosplay contest next year, I assume, right?
I would like to. I almost didn't during this cosplay because I was too scared. I'm always so worried about what if people are gonna judge me or not cheer or something like that.
You made it pretty far, didn't you, this year?
I made it into the second
round or whatever.
because you came up and I was just standing there and you're like, Scarecrow, and you actually had no idea it was me.
No.
So
Which is good, right?
yeah, so that actually made me feel a little good. So yeah, the contest was a lot of fun. There's so many good costumes though. I don't really know how people would be able to choose the best one.
I just like that the Scarecrow was scared.
Okay, thank you very much, Lisa, and she is the Scarecrow.